Good afternoon, everyone. This is on, right? Good afternoon, everyone. I am so pleased to welcome all of you, including Representative Lydia Crafts, inspirational faculty and staff of the School of Social Work, family and friends, and most importantly, accomplished PhD and MSW graduates, to the Spring 2026 University of Michigan School of Social Work's commencement exercises. It's such a pleasure to be here with you today. My name is Beth Angel, and I am the Dean of the School of Social Work. We will begin today's ceremony with an important land acknowledgement. In this region, a land acknowledgement is a formal statement that recognizes and respects the North American Indian people as traditional stewards of this land. It also acknowledges the enduring relationship that exists between Native people and their traditional territories. Land acknowledgements may mean different things to people, and this is also true for different tribal communities. Some say that these acknowledgements address invisibility, combat erasure, and set an intention to act in a good way as we build affinities and form alliances. Our recognition is intended as an expression of gratitude and appreciation to those whose territory we reside on, as well as a commitment to how we intend to exist on this land. It is a way of honoring those that came before us and those that will come after us. The School of Social Work is located in the Huron River watershed on land stewarded by the Nishwe, Ishkadewin, and Anishinaabe, the Three Fires people, who are the Ojibwe, Odawa, and Potawatomi. As we work, live, and learn on these territories, we must keep in mind the ongoing effects of colonization, the community's struggle for self-determination, colonial state violence, and the recognition of Indigenous sovereignty. Through scholarship and pedagogy, we work to create a future in which the past is thoroughly understood and the present aims to enhance social justice while enacting an ethic of care and compassion. This is such a celebratory day. Whether you're here in the Power Center with us or online, I'm so thrilled to celebrate with all of you, with our graduates, and with our families, friends, and special guests. Graduates, you are a very impressive class. 2 of you are graduating today with your PhD degrees in social work and social sciences. Including developmental psychology and sociology. 48 of you are graduating today with your Master of Social Work degree as part of our online MSW program. 113 of you are graduating today with your Master of Social Work degree from our on-campus MSW program. 4 of you are graduating with a dual degree combining the MSW with other disciplines, including education, information, public health, and public policy. Together, you include graduates who came to us with Bachelor of Social Work degrees and with a wide variety of other degrees from many fine public and private universities and colleges here in the state of Michigan, as well as universities from across the United States and the world, including, just to name a few, Arizona, California, Massachusetts, New York, North Carolina, shout out to my fellow North Carolinians, Texas, China, Lebanon, South Africa, and South Korea. And graduates, you represent the diverse areas of study that we offer within the school. 108 of you graduate as interpersonal practice majors, 11 as community change-focused students, 26 as children and family specialists, 1 as an older adult and family specialist, 7 with a focus on management and leadership, 1 as a global social worker, 3 with a focus of policy and political social work, and 4 as program evaluation and applied research specialists. Collectively, the thousands of hours you spent learning in field education established your competency as social workers. And in the process, you provided vital and innovative services in Michigan, across the nation, and even in other countries. Here are just a few examples of our graduates' contributions to the betterment of society during a time when social work services are needed more than ever. Our graduates provided behavioral health services for underinsured or uninsured patients who experience significant traumatic events in their lives. Our graduates developed AI coding and processing tools to efficiently interpret and synthesize qualitative data for the improvement of a Detroit summer youth program, taking care to reflect on the ethics and limitations of AI throughout the project. Our graduates assisted in the creation of a mental health-focused app designed to help child welfare case managers decompress using mindful meditation, proven strategies, and access support before and after engaging in very challenging situations. Our graduates provided support, advocacy, resource connection, and person-centered care to patients and their families receiving kidney care. Our graduates provided counseling services and critical response support for college students experiencing mental health and other personal challenges. Our class of 2026 reached out, raised hope, and changed society. Graduates, you come from every walk of life and from diverse locations and backgrounds. You came together for a common purpose to be a social worker who will transform lives and society, making our world a better place. Please join me in recognizing the impressive contributions and accomplishments of our graduates. At this time, I would like to acknowledge and thank our superb faculty and staff for their commitment to our exceptional students. I know that the faculty here on the platform join me in sharing our best wishes for the graduates with hope that the future holds great promise for each and every one of them. Faculty members and staff members, please stand if you're able and accept our appreciation for the excellent education you provided to today's graduates. Thank you all. Please be seated. Graduates, we are living in tumultuous times. No matter what your political or religious beliefs or your cultural identity, the landscape has been rapidly changing, so much that it can feel unsettling. This uncertain time happens to be the world that you're graduating into. But through the work that you've done and the wisdom that you've gained from your instructors, from each other, and from your experiential learning, you're ready. You are going to make a difference, and you bring me hope. The world needs social workers now, and you are the social workers the world needs. Each of you will bring your own approach, perspective, and experience, and your own wisdom to the work. I'm so proud and grateful that you're entering into the profession to make a positive difference to those around you. And while this time that we're living in can feel unprecedented, it can be easy to forget that to some extent we've been here before. That is, there have been other cycles and other times of uncertainty for our field and for our communities. In recent conversations with many of our alumni of the school, who are people who are teaching our students in the classroom and in the field, I've asked them for their insights on what we can take away from some of the tumultuous times of the past. And here are some thoughts they gave me to share with you. First, they reminded me that some of the most important learning we do happens when we're tested. Well, graduates, I expect that being tested is a pretty safe bet for all of you, at minimum because of the uncertain funding environment that's likely to follow some of the recent changes at the federal level. Former President Franklin D. Roosevelt's observation that a smooth sea never made a skilled sailor is apt here. It is a rough sea in which you will learn to employ the critical thinking skills, values and ethics, and creativity that were built and nurtured in a smooth sea, our protected learning environment. Figuring out how to put them to use while navigating choppy waters will be essential to ensure that you are pursuing social justice and well-being for everyone. Second, and related to the first, is to find your why and to hold on to it. As one alum I spoke to said, you have to want it to be better. All of you decided to become social workers for a reason, and during your time here, you've connected to a broad and strongly identifiable set of values in social work. And this will be the time to lean into it. Dignity and worth of the person, social justice, the importance of human relationships, service, integrity, competence. These values can be touchstones for you. They will help you get up every day and get back at it. And they will knit you together with hundreds of thousands of other social workers around the globe who are doing the very same thing. In fact, graduates, today you join over 18,000 Michigan MSW alumni. And I want to add, you also are among the millionth degree-holding Michigan alum as of today for the entire university. Pretty amazing. So you're not in this alone. I'm so proud to be the first to welcome you to our alumni community and to our profession. You enter the field at a time when the need has never been greater. I'm now delighted to introduce our keynote speaker, Representative Lydia Crafts. Lydia Crafts is in her third term in the Maine House of Representatives, where she serves as the chair of the Joint Standing Committee on Transportation. Lydia grew up in the small mid-coast town of Belfast, where she learned that being from Maine meant needing to be a thoughtful problem solver, a strong collaborator, and a champion for justice. She also learned the importance of hard work, dedication, and commitment to community. These beliefs informed how she chose her profession as a clinical social worker, how she's raising her children, and her approach to public service. Lydia earned her bachelor's degree from Smith College and her master's in social work from the University of Maine. In addition to her work in the legislature, she is a clinical social worker with a private practice and works for a foundation supporting fishing families. So please join me in welcoming our keynote speaker, Representative Lydia Crafts.
Good afternoon. It's an honor to be here today to celebrate your graduation. I'm Representative Lydia Crafts, and I'm a proud social worker. I serve the Maine House of Representatives, where I've spent the last 6 years working to reform outdated drug laws, improve access to behavioral health care, and reduce bureaucratic barriers in our workforce. But I didn't plan to enter politics. One day I was out walking with my daughter and our dog, and we were nearly run over. I petitioned the town to build sidewalks, joined 2 town boards, and just like that, I realized that each of us can improve our community one small sidewalk at a time. This belief ignited what would become my political career. And while I hadn't pictured myself as a politician, I didn't originally plan to become a social worker either. In fact, there was one thing I knew with absolute certainty as a child. I would never be a social worker. You see, my mother was a social worker, my aunts were social workers. It felt like every family friend in our small Maine town was a social worker. And I was pretty sure the world had enough of them without me. As it turns out, I was wrong. But I was right about one thing. I wasn't going to be the same social worker I saw growing up. Each of the social workers in my family did important work, but I couldn't yet see how I could fit into that world. What I didn't understand then was that I didn't have to know. Starting in home-based community mental health and moving into special education, I learned I could practice social work on my own terms in a way that reflected who I am, not just what had been modeled for me. And that realization, more than any single job, has shaped my path. I've worked in community mental health, in public schools, and as the dean said, now in a small private practice serving my local community. Along the way, I've served my town, volunteered, stepped into roles I never imagined, including the state legislature. Getting here, like I imagined for many of you, meant saying yes to things I wasn't fully ready for, learning to say no when it mattered, and stepping toward a future I couldn't yet fully see. And so if things feel uncertain right now, that's not a problem. That's the beginning. And make no mistake, the world, our country, and every small and large town across it needs you. Not someday, Not when you're ready, but now. Let me start by saying what deserves to be said very clearly. Congratulations. Whether you were full-time or part-time, in person or remote, whether you moved through this journey with confidence or with uncertainty, or perhaps both, you are here and you have made it. After the late nights, the early mornings, squeezing assignments in between shifts, discovering the power of the do not disturb function, and actually using it, you are finished, at least for now. This moment is a celebration, but it's also a pause, a chance to look ahead and ask, what comes next? Each of you will follow a unique and probably winding path. And in social work, we return again and again, as the dean mentioned, to a set of core values. I want to take a moment to reflect on a few of them with you today, not as abstract ideas, but as guides for whatever path you choose. The importance of human relationships. Today is about celebrating you all, but none of us gets here alone. Whether it was a supportive boss, an encouraging professor, a colleague, a friend, or family, your relationships carried you to this moment. So before anything else, take a moment to feel that and to be grateful. Integrity. I also want to acknowledge something difficult. This is not an easy time. Many of us are carrying anger, fear, and a deep frustration as we watch systems meant to support our communities struggle and sometimes fail. In moments like this, integrity isn't abstract. It's action, consistent, principled action. So stay grounded in your purpose, whatever shapes it, your values, your family, your faith, your lived experience. Hold on to it. And as Michelle Obama once said, going high means finding the purpose in your rage. Use what you're feeling, channel it in service to your community. Social justice. Remember those who came before us, not just for the change they created, but for their commitment to long-haul advocacy. Frances Perkins from my hometown, Dorothy Height, Jane Addams, Brian Stevenson, Yuri Kochiyama, they didn't just respond to the crisis in front of them, they built something that lasted. They understood that meaningful social change isn't just about solving today's problem, it's about shaping what comes next. And that is the work you are stepping into. It's not fast, it's not easy, and it's seldom neat. In the day-to-day demands of this field, it's easy to get pulled into whatever's right in front of you. But I encourage you to lift your gaze. Ask not only, how do I help in this moment, but also, what am I building that will endure? Because the work you do, quietly, persistently, and often imperfectly, matters more than you may ever see. Service. In this field, we're often taught, explicitly and implicitly, that service means sacrifice. That to care for others, we must put ourselves last, and I want to challenge that. Service does not have to mean depletion. You can be deeply committed to others and also advocate for yourself. You can hold boundaries, you can seek balance, you can expect to be valued. Because if you want to do this work for the long haul, you have to. When you are supported, respected, and dare I say, fairly compensated, you don't just survive this work, you stay in it and stay with it. The dignity and worth of the person. This value may sound obvious. In practice, it's often the most challenged. In state government, there are often winners and losers, and those with the least are usually at risk of losing the most. Families facing eviction, individuals looking for a detox bed, and public schools trying to feed children. You will hear voices, some loud and some subtle, telling you who is deserving of care and who is not. I ask you to reject that. Your role is not to decide who deserves dignity, but to uphold each person's dignity, consistently, quietly sometimes, and without exception. Because when systems fail, and sometimes they will, it is often one person choosing to see someone's worth that makes the difference. Be that person. And finally, competence. Yes, it's about skills and training and lifelong learning, but it's also something deeper. Competence requires knowing yourself, your values, your motivations, your strengths, your biases, and your limits. Because this work is not about becoming a perfect social worker. It's about being an honest one. It's about showing up as your authentic self while staying grounded in the values of the profession. It's about knowing when your experience strengthens your work and when they might get in the way. Keep learning, keep questioning, keep growing, and trust that who you are, when you are reflective, grounded, and willing to keep improving, is not a limitation. It's your foundation. When I said earlier I didn't plan to become a social worker, what I really meant was I didn't yet understand what was possible. It wasn't until I sat on the other side of the room in my own therapy that I began to see it. How change actually happens, not all at once, and not in perfect linear ways, but in small shifts, honest conversations, and moments of courage that build over time. Even in the midst of pain, change is possible. You don't have to follow a predefined path. You don't have to become what you've already seen. You get to build something new. So say yes to what challenges you. Say no when it matters. Stay grounded in your values. And trust that even when you can't fully see the path ahead, you are capable of traveling it. Congratulations, class of 2026. We need you now more than ever.
Thank you, Representative Crafts, for your wonderful message, adding thought and inspiration to this day of celebration. Now, it is my pleasure to introduce our first student speaker, MSW candidate Nicole Portman Munoz. Before coming to the School of Social Work, Nicole earned her bachelor's degree from the University of Virginia, where she began her work in human services by leading the Latinx and Migrant Aid Program, supporting Spanish-speaking refugees communities in Charlottesville. During her time as a Master of Social Work student, she served on the behavioral health team at Hope Medical Clinic, a free medical and dental clinic providing integrated care to uninsured patients. While there, Nicole developed a strong interest in medical social work and interdisciplinary patient-centered care. After graduation, she plans to pursue a hospital-based social work position in Detroit. She is excited to continue growing as a social worker and to support individuals and families as they navigate complex health systems with dignity and care. Please join me in welcoming Nicole to the stage.
Good afternoon, graduates, faculty, family, and friends. It is truly an honor to be able to stand with you all here today. Each of us has earned this moment, as have your families and loved ones who are here with us today. Before we begin, I want to take the time to thank those that are able to join us here. Together, you have all worked to support us as students in a number of ways. And to my own family here today, thank you. I could not be standing here today without your support, love, and encouragement. I arrived at the School of Social Work with a clear vision for my future. One shaped through a childhood spent moving and traveling around the world with my multicultural family. This experience gifted me a deep sense of global citizenship, and by the time I had reached college, my path felt certain. I was going to be a diplomat. I was convinced that to make any real difference in the world, my place needed to be on the world stage. I thought change could only happen at global humanitarian efforts and high-level tables. However, my time as a student taught me a new truth, that the mission of a social worker is the purest form of diplomacy. At my field placement, I met dozens of individuals whose lives shifted in an instant, following a diagnosis, a court date, or a sudden loss. I quickly became the one responsible to walk into the exam room immediately after life-altering news, or to sit with someone at the crossroads of making an unimaginable decision. And there, sitting with a patient and their family, I was now the one leading. Decisions had to be made, referrals had to be signed, forms had to be coordinated, and in those moments, diplomacy felt a world away. This was not abstract. This was someone trying to picture what life would be tomorrow. These experiences taught me that social work doesn't only meet people in theory, but in reality, and that while global governance might eventually change the world, a social worker changes a life immediately. This is our power. Our negotiations aren't always polite or polished. They are often messy, urgent, and deeply personal. They happen in quiet spaces where someone is fighting for stability. And so as you reflect on your own journey, I urge you to see the classrooms, community spaces, and offices where you've all served as the vital anchors they truly are. This profession is not about being a hero. It asks us to sit and be comfortable with complexity, to hold boundaries without losing compassion, and to see a person where others see only a case file or a line on a chart. At its core, social work rests on the demanding belief that every person deserves dignity, safety, and the opportunity to thrive. At our core, we are the diplomats of the everyday. We translate systems that were not designed to be intuitive. We stand in the gap between people and the structures that overlook them. And we broker understanding when conflict rises. Each of us arrived here for different reasons, some by personal experience, others by injustices we witnessed and could not ignore. But we leave here with something shared, not the responsibility to save the world, but the responsibility to show up consistently. Your power will not come from your title, it will come from your commitment to that consistency. And so my challenge to you is this: carry your values into rooms that test them. Lead with empathy in spaces that resist it. And when systems feel immovable, remember that even small acts of steadiness create shifts. And so today, we graduate with degrees and, more importantly, a commitment to each other, to our communities, and to the values that brought us here. Congratulations, class of 2026.
Thank you, Nicole, for that meaningful contribution to today's ceremony. It is now my pleasure to introduce our second student speaker, MSW candidate, Tania Bermejo. Tania Bermejo is a proud immigrant from Mexico whose journey has been shaped by resilience, healing, and a deep commitment to community. She earned her bachelor's degree in sociology from the U of M and is graduating with a Master of Social Work. She is also a member of the Honor Society of Phi Kappa Phi, one of the nation's most selective academic honor societies. With over 15 years of experience in healthcare, Tanya has served the Grand Rapids community in roles ranging from community health worker to community program supervisor. She completed her clinical internship at Arbor Circle and will continue serving the community there as a psychotherapist, providing individual and group therapy to individuals experiencing mental health and substance abuse challenges. Her work and passion is grounded in advancing equitable and culturally responsive mental health care, particularly for Spanish-speaking communities. Her future plan is to build her private practice, La Luna LLC, where she will integrate traditional clinical approaches with somatic and holistic practices to support healing, transformation, and collective empowerment. La Luna is rooted in the belief that individual healing can lead to collective transformation, because even in darkness, there is always the possibility of light. Please join me in welcoming Tanya to the stage.
Good afternoon, faculty, families, loved ones, and my fellow graduates. I want to begin with a simple image. Imagine a little girl from Mexico arriving in Michigan. She only speaks Spanish. She doesn't fully understand the language around her yet. She doesn't know how the systems around her work. And she certainly doesn't know that one day she will graduate from the #1 school of social work in the country. If someone had told that little girl she would stand here today, she would probably not have believed it or known she was capable. Because when you grow up with limited beliefs about yourself, sometimes your dreams feel bigger than the world around you, and your worth can feel limited. My journey to this moment has not been a straight line. Like many immigrants, I arrived carrying questions about belonging, identity, and my self-worth. As a young girl in Michigan with limited resources, I often felt moments where I felt inadequate. I didn't always have the language, the confidence, or the support systems that make success seem possible. But over time, I learned something very powerful. Sometimes the places where we experience the most darkness are also the places where we discover our deepest strength. Before finding my path in social work, I struggled with my own healing. Like many people who eventually enter this field, my story includes moments of pain, self-doubt, and searching for ways to cope. But healing has a way of finding us when we are ready to transform. In 2011, I began working in healthcare in Grand Rapids, Michigan. At that time, I started conducting home visits with Spanish-speaking families. During those visits, I saw the amazing strength of our community. I saw families doing everything they could to survive while facing barriers like language, stigma, and limited access to mental health care. Not only did I become aware of the enormous strength of our community, but also that our community has a high need for mental health resources. And I realized something deeply personal. I could not help others heal if I was not willing to do my own healing first. So I began that journey. Through therapy, shout out to all the amazing therapists out there. Yes, through reconnecting with the wisdom of my ancestors, through years of reflection and growth. And along the way, I learned something that has become the foundation of my life and my work. Healing is not a single moment. Healing is a lifelong journey of hills and valleys. During our time here at the University of Michigan School of Social Work, we have studied theories, interventions, and research. But we learn something deeper. We learn how to sit with pain without turning away. We learn that healing is not something we do to people. It is something we walk alongside them through. Many of us arrive here carrying our own stories, stories of resilience, struggle, and hope. Stories that are not written in our transcripts. And yet, through long nights, internship, uncertainty, and courage, we made it to this day. Standing here today, I want to say something to every student who has ever questioned whether they belong. Eres suficiente, eres digno, eres digna, siempre lo has sido. Y en la oscuridad es cuando encontramos nuestra fortaleza. You are enough, you are worthy, you have always been, and in darkness as we will find our strength. And while this is my story, in many ways, it is also our story. Each of us arrive here carrying our own challenges, our own growth, our own moments of self-doubt, and yet we are still standing here today. Class of 2026, we are entering a field that requires now more than ever courage, humility, and compassion. But if our time has taught us anything, it is this: healing is possible, transformation is possible, and together we have the power to create it. Congratulations, class of 2026, and go blue. And lastly, this degree might have my name on it, but it sits on the blood, sweat, and tears of my ancestors. This is my way of honoring you all. Y a mi familia que está aquí hoy, gracias por su apoyo y su amor. Thank you.
Thank you, Tanya, for your inspirational story and message during today's ceremony. Graduates, this is the moment you have been waiting for. At this time, I would like to present the newest University of Michigan School of Social Work graduating class of spring 2026. We will begin with the individual presentation and hooding of our PhD in Social Work and Social Science graduates, and then we will immediately follow with the presentation of our Master of Social Work graduates. I'd like to now ask that the marshals, readers, hooders, and alumni board representative please take their places as we begin the presentation of the graduates. Graduates, I have an instruction for you as well. As you cross the stage, please join me for a photo over there. I have a gift for you, and then I'm going to direct you to take a picture. So I'll let you know, like, look that way, right? Take a picture. And then you will be greeted, after the picture, you'll be greeted by our School of Social Work Alumni Board Representative, Charles Tomasulo. We also have graduates who are celebrating with us online today, and online graduates' names will be announced following the presentation of our in-person graduates so that we can recognize them as well. All right, now we begin.
Our first is Brittany Parham, PhD in Social Work and Developmental Psychology, dissertation title, Compounded Disadvantage, Exploring the Intersection of Race, Sex, and Child Welfare in Juvenile Justice. Congratulations. How you doing, Charles? Charles Edwards Williams, Jr., PhD in Social Work and Sociology, dissertation, Healing Balm, Black Women, Black Churches in Du Boisian Pathways to Health Equity. Congratulations.
Nicole Portman Munoz. Tanya Bermajo. Samantha Peters. Sebastian Abedi. Molly St. Clair Aber. Natalie Marie Allen Riley. Opal Louise Pursley Andrews. Tessa May Ballard. Mariella Bately. Sophia Marcella Buzzett. Paige Beckley. Callie Bernas. Kayla Bertrand. Anna Elise Bingham Fowler. Jamie Binnick. Jacob David Barry Barecki. Jamie-Lynn Elizabeth Blaine Snyder. Kira Nerese Linda Borum. Samantha Brenz. Beatrice Brocky. Krista Kane. Carrie Campbell. Christy Lynn Carmichael. Erna Chu. Riley Clairday. Jameson Clark. Kels Cousins. Celia Noel Crompton. Jessica Elizabeth Del Puerta. Julia DeMarco. Sarah Grace Densham. Asha Demogi. Yiran Vivian Du. Destiny Joy Diamond. Allison Rebecca Ikanamo, Jewish Communal Leadership. Bailey Kathleen Eddington. Ashley Edgerton. Amanda Enguis. Brianna Louise Evans. Shelby Everson. Natalie Fenwick, Jewish Communal Leadership. Corina Forstner. Megan Alicia Galvin. Eleanor Garnett. Esley Gayton. Shannon Gilo, Master of Social Work and Master of Public Policy. Julie Gilbertson. Madison Grace Gillespie Abbott. Lila Irma Gislason. Leo Goldblatt. Angela Gunyon. Julie Ann Gouda. Aylan Gregg. Ginan Gu. Ariana Charday Hamilton. Rebecca Ann Ham Martin. Karen Grace Hayes. Chi Chi Ha. Johnny Heppenstall, Master of Social Work and Master of Public Health. Ryan Hires. Caleb Hinton Horeth. Brittany Hoffer. Young Hu. Shengyi Jing. Lexi June. Gizem Kesley. Daisy Kilty. Samira Ahmad Kimo, Master of Social Work. Master of Social Work and Master of Public Policy. Brianna Paige Klunder. Joshua Scott Kreider. Erin Shelby Louise Jackson.
Lauren Lachowski. Jordan Lash, Jewish Communal Leadership. Shelby Lane. Aaron Mora Linrow. Maggie Lee. Yimen Lee, Master of Social Work and Master of Science and Information. Ashley Logan. Magdalena Lopez. Jordan Loomis. Jacob Leidick. Hind Makarim. Jane Isabel Martin. Melanie Martinez. Eleanor Grace McConkey. Margaret McCoy. Genesis Yvonne McWhorter. Shayla Mellinson. Donald Allen Michael. Chloe Mitchell. Claire Mooney. Gabrielle Montroy. Haley Nicole Mosen, Jewish Communal Leadership. Abigail Murray. Alicia Marie Newberry. Kemlin Alana Nishkwan. Avery Northrup. Rachel Orlando. Carolyn Jean Page. Leo Tobias Parashak. Caitlin Perry. Russell Chen. Rebecca Rich, Jewish Communal Leadership. Jeanette Caroline Ringer. Allison Ringgold. Nicole Francesca Roberts. Azalea Louisa Roman, Master of Social Work and Master of Arts and Educational Studies. Sarah Semisek. Randy Schaefer. Isaiah Shuham Anders. Claire Seelig. Aparta Sharma. Soria Shadeya. Isabel Susnick, Jewish Communal Leadership. Jonathan Wei Ming Song. Jasmine Ayana Stanton. Olivia Rose Sulis. Eve Natalie Zumlansky. Catherine Scott Taylor. Samuel Tick Raker, Jewish Communal Leadership. Charles Theodore Cavaloli. Isabel Sang. Ryan Veet. Lauren Verardi. Benjamin Villarreal. Carol and Marie Ward. Delaney Joy Weedmark. Nicole Westfall. Haley Wildenhouse. Sam Wolf. Xiaoyu Zhu. Danyu Xing. Jen Zemeron. Lining Zhang. Noon Zi. And now we will present the MSW graduates attending remotely. Jessica Eliza Figueroa. Bevan Forrest. Edward Kampf. Kayla Ann Ramos. Rachel Schaefer. Jerron Ilan Besley.
Okay. I now invite the PhD spring class of 2026 to please stand. On behalf of the University of Michigan Board of Regents, I confer upon you the Doctor of Philosophy in Social Work and Social Science degree. I now invite the MSW Spring Class of 2026 to please stand if you are able. On behalf of the University of Michigan Board of Regents, I confer upon you the Master of Social Work degree. 2026 graduates, please move your tassels from the right to the left side of your caps. This gesture symbolizes that you are now alumni of the University of Michigan. Please be seated. Graduates, please remember, graduation does not mark the end of your time with the University of Michigan School of Social Work. As alumni, we hope you stay connected and engaged through the numerous social and professional opportunities offered by the school's Office of Development and Alumni Relations. Today, you each become one of the many impressive graduates of our program. At this time, I'd like to invite all School of Social Work alumni, other than our new graduates, in the audience today to stand if you are able and to be recognized for your amazing contributions you have made to our profession. And now, graduates, we need to do something very, very important. It's your turn to thank your family and friends, those who stood by and supported you as you achieved your educational goals. Family and friends' support and encouragement make the great accomplishments of our students possible. Graduates, please join me in recognizing your important family members and friends in attendance today. And family and friends, if you are able, you may stand and be recognized. Graduates, families, and members and friends, a great ceremony like this does not come together without the help of many faculty, students, and staff. So please join me in a round of applause for all of today's organizers and helpers. On behalf of the faculty and staff of the school, I would like to thank everyone for attending and extend congratulations from the University of Michigan School of Social Work to our graduates. Please join us for a reception in honor of our graduates immediately following in the Power Center lobby right outside this auditorium. We ask that guests remain seated until the recessional march of the platform party and the graduates has been completed. The graduates will be taking a group photo outside of the Power Center immediately following commencement. We ask that guests use the Power Center side exits while the photo is being taken. Feel free to join us in singing Hail to the Victors as we close today's ceremony. Please have a safe trip home after the reception and enjoy this special day. Now, the last thing I need to say to you, hang on, I have 2 words I have to say to you. I have 2 words that are very important to say to you as we leave. And last night I had the opportunity to meet Jalen Rose, who is an honorary degree recipient and commencement speaker for today's Big House celebration, and also, as you know, a member of the Fab Five and a noted philanthropist. And he said that these 2 words hold the key to the castle. So I'm asking my graduates to say it with me, these words that hold the key to the castle, okay? Forever, go blue. All right.
going this way.
Party time, go!